Expect the Dodgers to sign this all-star outfielder this offseason. Also, how will the Dodgers close games in October? Do they need to move off of Tanner Scott in his current role? Should Andy Pages have caught that ball? Could he have caught that ball? How the Dodgers look here as far as their postseason? Could they go on the road in the wild card round? There's so much to talk about in the world of Dodger baseball. We're doing it next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Ronnie, the parade. We got a parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at Dmac_LA. If you're new to the channel, do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers who got back to their winning ways yesterday, salvaged what was a nightmare road trip from hell. We're going to talk about that. Also, I asked you guys over on the X for the Dodgers Dugout poll question of the show. I asked you, who do you trust most to close out games for the Dodgers in October right now? And right now, 8% say Blake Trinan, 6% say Tanner Scott, and 36% say other. I see some comments saying Kike Hernandez and Bobby Miller. It's gotten bad for the Dodgers bullpen as far as the trust tree. So we're going to talk about that. Lots to get into on a Monday edition of Dodgers Dugout Live. Also, we've got a new sponsor that we are working with, and it starts today. So we're very excited to talk about our partnership with Prize Picks. This episode of Dodgers Dugout Live is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Football season is back, and after watching games all day yesterday to help me get over a rough week of Dodger baseball, I'm very excited for the week ahead. I'm a big fan of many players so far, lots of talent in the NFL, but I have Jaden Daniels getting more than 220.5 passing yards, Josh Jacobs getting more than 73.5 rushing yards, and Deebo Samuel getting more than 46.5 receiving yards. Now, I've been playing Prize Picks lately, and I have no idea why I waited so long. I mean, you guys know, my other shows work with Prize Picks. I've been playing for a while. This thing is, I do it every single day, essentially. And it's so simple to play. Just make more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. And if you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Download the app today and use code NATION, NATION, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code NATION, NATION, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link down below is where you're going to find it in the description. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, so we've got lots of Dodger baseball to get into. And by the way, this is a live show. We got super producer Noel Sanchez. He's looking for your comments of the show. He's looking for your questions, your hot takes, and we will save them for the 7th inning stretch. We will give out a comment of the show. So be on the lookout down below, because you could be on our Instagram, on our X, and we'll feature you guys. We love doing that. Thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people will see your comments. So make us laugh. Don't make me cry like the Dodgers did on Saturday. I really did, not gonna lie. So we got so much Dodger baseball to get into, so let's get right into it.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
Let's do it, Dodgers Nation. The leadoff, the hottest story in Dodger baseball. And I'm going to pick up where we left off. We'll talk about Clayton Kershaw, Dave Roberts, and this Dodgers team getting back to it. But the first thing I want to talk about is Andy Pages and not making that catch and not putting himself in the best situation to go out there and make that catch. And we know that this was a very difficult play. You really can't get that much closer to a no-hitter. I mean, that's pretty much as close as you could get. I mean, if you had 2 strikes on him, I think you could just get a little bit closer. But Dino Ebel and the Dodgers did speak with Andy Pages about trying to make an effort on Jackson Holliday's bomb, even though he essentially had no shot of making that catch. No shot of making that catch. It was going to be an impossible grab, but it's pretty interesting that you don't see him in the lineup on the very next game. And you look at that play right there, and it was a very, very difficult play. A very difficult play. But the truth is, I reached out to tons of reporters that cover the Orioles that go to Camden Yards every single day. And the camera angle that shows Andy Pages on that Jackson Holliday home run, it really makes it seem like he could have just jumped and made that catch and made that grab. But unless this dude becomes Inspector Gadget or Stretch Armstrong and his arm extends, then there's no way he was going to make that grab. Dave Roberts said after the game, I'd like to think that if there was any chance to make a play on a no-hitter play, that you would just exhaust every effort. But again, I couldn't tell you, and I refuse to go back and look at it. So that's fine. Doesn't want to go look at it. But here's the thing. So if you look at where that is, in that facade is, and where everything kind of lays out, that it's really at a level where there's that barricade there. It extends. It was not going to happen. He was not going to make that catch. And I can tell you that when you look at the StatCast numbers, it was projected to go 362 feet to get over the wall. And if you're just not familiar with Camden Yards, you're not going to do that, because a lot of outfielders, they pull up at that part of the wall. That's where they pull up, and then you go to try to play it on the double. But as I said on Saturday night, he wasn't going to make that catch. If you're losing sleep over whether or not Andy Pages was going to make that play, I'm here to tell you that unless he became Inspector Gadget, Stretch Armstrong, a superhero, and the arm just extended, he wasn't going to make that play. He was not. There's no world where, unless Andy Pages gets there, climbs up, goes Andy Chavez against the Cardinals in 2006, he wasn't making that play. But I will say, for Andy Pages' standpoint, you just want to show the guys that you were out there willing to die for this no-hitter. Like, if I'm Andy Pages, I'm running to the wall and I'm doing everything in my power to leap and show everyone that that was impossible. Because if he had made a leaping attempt, if he timed it, was trying to rob it, and you still saw how far the ball went over his glove, we wouldn't be having this conversation today. So the effort wasn't the right effort. It really wasn't. I mean, we're talking about a no-hitter. These things are special. There's only been 326 in Dodgers franchise history, and it just breaks your heart. I mean, this was an absolute heartbreaking, gut-wrenching loss for the Dodgers. It absolutely was. Yamamoto was about to pitch the Yamanono, and it was going to be magical. I think everyone would say, oh, this was the moment where the Dodgers turned the corner. This was the moment where the Dodgers totally turned their season around. It was Yamamoto, that killer on the mound. Well, guess what? Hey, last time I checked, they still have Yamamoto on the team, right? Last time I checked, yesterday, Shohei Ohtani hit 2 angry home runs and reached base 5 times. Yes, on the Mookie single in the 9th inning, probably should have been at third base. Then again, he also probably thought there was a chance the left fielder was going to catch that ball, didn't want to get thrown out. Ben Rortvedt did score from second there. I saw I saw Dodgers Nation. I saw fans out there saying to Shohei, hey, why isn't Shohei at third? Why did he score on that play? Why is Mookie pimping that home run? Sure, I get it. But let's not question the character of Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. Okay, they're fine. That's the least of their issues right now. But like I said at the time, I mean, after the game, that was the worst Dodgers regular season loss that I can ever think of. And I've seen Dodgers games for 25, 6, 7 years. I mean, I'm born and raised a Dodgers fan, right? It did remind me of August 23rd, though. August 23rd, 2017. Rich Hill took that no-hitter into the 9th inning and then gets through it, and then you get to extra innings, and he gave up a walk-off home run in the 10th to Josh Harrison. And the Pirates won that game 1-0. Well, in this game, the Dodgers would not only lose that no-hitter for Yamamoto, which would have been the first by a solo pitcher. Do we count 2018? Hot take here. But I consider the Dodgers' last no-hitter to be 2014. To me, I don't think team no-hitters are a thing. I don't call those no-hitters. I call those can't hitters, meaning the other team couldn't hit anyone. The starter, the relievers, whoever, right? They couldn't hit anyone. And it would have been special for sure. There's no doubt about it. Yamamoto throw a no-hitter would have been absolutely magical. But what made it worse was that he got 26 outs, and he's got to be saying to himself, hold up, I can get 26 outs and you guys can't get 27. Blake Treinen comes in. He had gone 9 straight appearances without allowing a run, looking more Blake Treinen-ish of late. He couldn't figure it out. He couldn't get a dang out after he said when he blew it. And then Tanner Scott comes in the game. And this is where what happened Saturday, I think, is relevant today. Because I think we learned something Saturday that is going to actually help the team moving forward. That was almost a necessary evil to put the Dodgers in a better position to have success in October. And that is that Dave Roberts, in that situation, he went to Tanner Scott. And Tanner Scott has not been good. He has been as reliable as the McDonald's ice cream machine during certain spots when he's off. And he blows the game. And the night before, he had blown the game by giving up a home run. He's given up 10 home runs in 49 1/3 innings. That's almost double how many he had allowed in 150 innings in the last 2 seasons combined. Tanner Scott isn't Tanner Scott anymore, at least right now. So Dave Roberts should have gone to Jack Dreyer. And I think that if we are taking the last 20 games and assessing what could take this team over the top, I think it's accepting that Jack Dreyer is a better option than Tanner Scott. And Dave Roberts will look back and realize that he should have gone with Jack Dreyer instead of Tanner Scott on Saturday. And in moving forward, I think Tanner Scott, you use against lefties, you use in easier, low leverage type of situations until you're confident that he's figured it out. Because you're going to do more harm than good as his confidence continues to dwindle. But what blows my mind, what really irked me, was that Dave Roberts, he brought in a guy in a tough situation that 24 hours prior had said that baseball hates him right now.
Tanner, when you look at how the staff was playing tonight, recently Dave Roberts has talked about how you've been working through a few things, trying to be not so predictable. It seemed like you were doing that. Did it feel like that for you as you were navigating through their lineup just until that last pitch?
Yeah, I definitely made the wrong pitch selection on that, and it cost us again, and I'm tired of it happening. It's kind of, baseball hates me right now.
I know it's frustrating, but can you at least look at kind of how things have been happening? Do you feel like you're at least moving in the right direction in regard to how the stuff is playing and not kind of being in the same spot in the zones?
Yeah, I mean, we just keep making terrible pitch selections right when it matters, and it's costing us every time, so it's not fun.
These kind of close losses, like just as a team, how frustrating are these?
They suck. For everyone that threw tonight, it was great, and then for that to happen, it just sucks. feels terrible, and I don't know. I have to figure it out because baseball hates me right now.
Is there anything you've been trying to work on at least to kind of get away from this feeling?
Get outs, and it hasn't worked. So, got to keep grinding.
So first and foremost, I feel bad for the dude. There's a reason why they signed him, and that's because he was great last couple of seasons. But for whatever reason, it just has not worked out. And I've said on this show for a long time, I've been saying it for months and months and months, that he has thrown too many strikes this year, that he's working too much in the zone. I even asked Tanner Scott about this early in the year. And hey, I'm not trying to take a victory lap here, but all of a sudden, Dave Roberts is saying that, Tanner Scott is saying that. It feels like they know that he's not the guy that he was, and that's because of his pitch selection. So maybe the silver lining here for Tanner Scott is that the velocity is up, and if he can just go back to a style of pitching that worked for him with the Padres and the Marlins, then there's that. But then there's the big picture move here. They're paying him $72 million. They're not going to move off that contract in year one, but Andrew Friedman is going to have to rebuild this bullpen in the offseason. Evan Phillips, Tommy John surgery. Michael Kopech, likely gone, free agent. Kirby Yates, free agent. Would you even want him back? He's older and hasn't worked out. You need to rebuild this bullpen. And is that going to be with Tanner Scott? Is there any world where you could trade Tanner Scott and eat some of that money? I think big picture, depending on how this season works out and how these guys perform down the stretch, you guys know the Keep It 100 Dodgers podcast. One of the difficult conversations is, do you consider trading guys in situations where you could possibly move them if you ate some of the money? Tanner Scott. Could it be Teoscar Hernandez? Right? No one wants to hear this stuff. But last thing I want is for you guys to see something and be blindsided by it. I feel like it's my responsibility to point out all the options. I'm still a big Teo guy. I really am. I think he wipes away this year with a great performance in October. And if I had to bet, I would say Teoscar Hernandez is going to finish strong, and you're going to look back at the season and say he was injured, and then only a couple years left. So it doesn't hurt you that much. But that's going to be something that Andrew Friedman is going to have to ask himself, because that transitions me to a rumor here. A nice, juicy, late regular season Dodgers rumor. These are delicious, man. This is like my Al Pastor burrito at 1 o'clock after going to a bar. Delicious, because it's not common to get really good rumors this late in the regular season. Usually it's postseason time, it's division race, and we'll pick that up when it happens. But this one comes from our friend Bob Nightingale. Our friend Bob Nightingale, who says that rival executives expect Kyle Tucker to sign with the Dodgers. Rival executives believe he'll be one of the highest paid players in free agency, and that he'll land with the Dodgers. Oh, wow. Is this Dodgers clickbait? Is this, let's use the Dodgers because when we put the Dodgers in the title, people click, we'll make some money type of thing? Who knows? But if you bring in Kyle Tucker, well, what does that mean for Andy Pages? What does that mean for Teoscar Hernandez? What does that mean for Tommy Edman? Because if you sign Kyle Tucker, you're talking big money. You're talking Mookie money. You're talking $200 to $300 million. The comp for Tucker really is Mookie's 12-year, $365 million deal that started at his age 28 season. And yes, Tucker, at the beginning of July, his season has taken a nosedive. It really has. First 26 games after the All-Star break had a 572 OPS. He had been struggling, but he's still Kyle Tucker. And when he's right, dude's a straight-up beast. He really, really is. And I think that the Dodgers are sick and tired of their outfield production being below average. Last year, they had one of the least productive outfields in the sport. This year, it's been the same. Defensively, it's not good. And Tucker, when he's right, he really is a top 10 to 15 hitter in Major League Baseball. Like that is where he stands. This year, even having a down year, he's hitting 270 with a 381 on base, a 472 slug, a 139 weighted runs created plus with 22 home runs in 133 games. But that's not the real Kyle Tucker. I mean, the real Kyle Tucker really is a 140 to 160 weighted runs created plus guy. If you look at all of his baseball savant stuff, like he's in the 89th percentile in expected batting average, 85th percentile in expected slug. The barrel rate's above average. Defensively, below average, not great. Does have a really good arm, though. But he's 28. And he's going to be in his prime, and the Dodgers need outfield help. So if you bring in Kyle Tucker, would you trade Andy Pages? Andy Pages has some issues on the base pass. We talk about the Dodger way, right? What's the Dodger way? The Dodger way is taking pride in every single aspect of your game. That's competitive at bats. That's great defense. That's being smart on the base pass. That's doing the savvy little things. And I still think that Andy Pages could be a foundational player for this team as far as a guy that could be your starting outfielder in one of the corner spots for a long time. He's got that potential. He really is like a 20 to 30 home run guy that plays above average defense. Like he really does have Gold Glove potential in right field. He really does. Only question is, could you upgrade? And the truth is that Andy Pages will never be Kyle Tucker. Like, let's just call that what it is. Now, you could keep Andy Pages and make him a center fielder, but then what does that mean for Tommy Edman? Because we know they like Tommy Edman in center field, and they like Hye-Sung Kim at second base potentially. So what I'm trying to say is we could see Andy Pages traded this offseason. Who knows? We could see the Dodgers try to trade Teoscar Hernandez and eat some money in the offseason. I know no one's saying this. But that's just the reality. I'm trying to get in the future here and look at my magic 8-ball. And it's not ask me later. It's, hey, what's my opinion right now? And if you would sign Kyle Tucker, that'd be massive. Because think about this. The starting rotation looks really good. Yamamoto's a killer. Like, Yamamoto's an assassin, dude. Like, he's straight up as an assassin on the mound. An absolute dog. That's why by the way, I cringe so much whenever I hear this take. The Dodgers have too many nice guys. Okay. They're nice to the media. They're nice to other players. When they're in the box, when they're pitching, there's nothing nice about them to the opposing team, right? Freddie Freeman's the nicest guy you'll ever talk to. And the dude hit an FU walk-off grand slam in the World Series and won the World Series MVP. The Padres have a-holes, and it's won them nothing. Sometimes nice guys can finish first, and they proved that last year. Yamamoto's another great example. Always smiling, nice, kind. On the mound, though, the dude's got some straight fire. So I digress on that point, but to get back to this point, the rotation is aligned, right? You got Yamamoto, you've got Blake Snell, you've got Shohei Ohtani. Glass now hopefully stays healthy. You've got young guys that are still working their way up that you can go to in certain spots. Who knows? Maybe Ben Kasparius gets another opportunity and things like that. And you don't know, Clayton Kershaw could retire for sure. But they're going to be able to find like a cheap one-year guy too, like the James Paxton types. Like they'll be able to get a one-year cheap guy to fill out the back of that rotation. I mean, look, Justin Wrobleski looks really good too. I mean, they have guys in this organization. So rotation's intact. And then next point, bullpen. Hey, Andrew Friedman ain't playing sticker price for bullpen pieces for a while. Like, dude's going to have PTSD for a while on that. I mean, dropping $72 million on Tanner Scott, $13 million on Kirby Yates. Even the Blake Trinan extension, I still think was a good deal. Bringing back Blake Trinan. I still believe in him in October. But I think to get bullpen guys, you're going to get them via trades, some reclamation projects. You still have Edgardo Henriquez. Guys coming up, Bobby Miller could be an option, right? But then you look at the infield. Third base, Murakami's not a great fit. And you got Max Muncy. That's the only place he can play. If Max Muncy comes back, which he's expected to come back tonight, do you really think that the Dodgers are going to move off of Max Muncy? Max Muncy loves this organization. He said last year he'd go off the bench even if they traded for Arenado. Like, dude would pay the Dodgers at this point to play for this organization. He's so important to this team. They went 10-12 with him out during this prolonged stretch of him working his way back in and out of the lineup. So if third base is locked up, first base is locked up, second base is locked up, potentially, and that's not a position you're going to go out there and sign a big name because no one really out there that makes a lot of sense. Shortstop, Mookie is an above average shortstop. He could play there for one more year. And even if he doesn't, you've got Freeland, Kim, Edman, other names that you could go to. And Bo Bichette doesn't make a ton of sense for this team because the defense isn't great. And is he really a needle moving bat when you already have Mookie there? So all this is just to say, if they're going to spend some money this offseason, the outfield is where they could be spending. Because if you don't have an outfield, you're left out. And right now, this team, it does feel like they've got some pieces to make some moves, and they could reshuffle a little bit this offseason. As far as Kyle Tucker, the player, I mean, I'm looking at the days like yesterday where Shohei Ohtani said, you know what? Screw you guys. You guys can't do this. You've scored less than 3 runs in 6 of our last 8 games. Screw this. Give me the bat. I'm going to do this all by myself. Goes up there, boom, hits a bomb. Second at bat, boom, hits a bomb. Gets on base 3 times. Don't tell me that Shohei Ohtani doesn't have any dog. That first home run was for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I feel that way. Right? And I see that version of Shohei and how special of a player he is. It makes me want to sign Kyle Tucker because I say to myself, hey, 2 years of really good Kyle Tucker, even on an 8-year deal, if that gives me a better chance of winning 1 or 2 more World Series with Shohei Ohtani, I'm good. Like, I'm willing to suffer and not make the postseason for 12 straight years. Even though we know that won't happen, I'm cool with that if it means multiple World Series titles with the best player of all time in Shohei Ohtani. That has to be the scope at which you're looking. Oh, why'd I do that? They're going to clip that up. They're going to clip that up. I just did the pepper grinder Mookie. I just did the pepper grinder Mookie Selly right there. But that's the scope that you got to look at this current era of Dodger baseball. So that's where I'm at. So count me in on being in on Kyle Tucker. I don't care who's a former trash throw. Couldn't care less. One of my big pet peeves, by the way, is when people say I could care less. That and chomping at the bit. It's champing at the bit. Okay, I digress on that. But let's hear from Dave Roberts after yesterday's win. Because it feels like this Dodgers team, as painful of a loss that Saturday was, that sometimes you got to feel that burn, feel that pain. And this team looked like they said enough is enough on Sunday. Here was Dave Roberts after the game.
Dave, just to get kind of back on track today with Clayton Kershaw setting the tone, the offense getting going early. What were you just seeing from the beginning in this one, and what felt different and how you guys were able to pull out this win?
What felt different, I think, a lot of the same kind of energy that we had going into yesterday's game. I thought, obviously Shohei starting the game off with a homer was huge. You could see the life in the dugout, which, again, we saw last night. Clayton just picked up where Yoshinobu left off and really competed, and like he always does, and made pitches. And I thought he used his entire pitch mix, which was great. Might not been his best stuff, but I still felt that they were missing the barrel, and he was getting quick outs. And to get him into the 6th inning, again on regular, was huge. And so for me, he just gave us everything we needed.
You saw the bullpen bounce back tonight. When you see just whether it was Edgardo, Justin Wrobleski, how Jack Dreyer was able to end this one, how can that prove to be a little bit of a boost for that group right now?
It's great. It's great. Guys, with where we're at, it's good for, other guys or certain guys to get opportunities and see how they respond. And so it was good to see Edgardo coming in there. And, I think that he made that mistake to that right-hand hitter with the fastball, the 4 fastballs in a row, but ended up getting out of the inning, which was great. But what Robo did today was kind of the big key to take down 2 innings and limit the damage as far as they were threatening in his first inning to get out of that, to go back out, throw up another 0 to get us to the 9th. And, Jack's a guy that I felt, wanted to keep those lefties on the bench and, felt good about Jack finishing the game.
We told you in the spring you'd be closing out September games with 3 rookies. Would you have bought that?
I wouldn't have bought it. But that's the thing is with baseball, with the long season, you never know. And it is good. Jack has been with us all year, and man, this guy is a smart guy. He studies. You can trust him, and he knows what he's doing out there. The game doesn't get too fast for him. With Edgardo, I thought today he sped up a little bit more than we're used to seeing, the last handful of outings. And then Robo, he's, ever since that Nationals, once we sent him out in D.C., he's come back a different person, and his confidence is sky high. And I just like the way he attacks, and I thought Ben did a great job with all those guys today.
Justin Wrobleski, you mentioned right there, I really do believe like Wrobleski might be the most underrated Dodger in the organization right now. Like, he's pretty darn nasty. 97th percentile in barrel rate, 87th percentile in getting ground balls. He's above average in a lot of stuff, strikeout rate, walk rate. He throws hard now, too. I mean, this year he's averaging 96 on the 4-seamer, but that's gone up since he's returned after that National Series. And as a guy that could help this team moving forward, I like him kind of like in a hybrid role. Has a 304 FIP and a 329 expected ERA. Like, is there anyone out there that would rather see Tanner Scott than Justin Wrobleski right now? Ask yourself that. These young Dodgers are like showing out. I love what I'm seeing from these young gun Dodgers. So I love what I see from Justin Wrobleski. He does mention kind of the losses and things like that. Look, since the beginning of July, the Dodgers are 26-32. There's no way to sugarcoat that. But I love what Mookie said after the game the other night. He said, it's been rough. That's kind of the story of the season. I think that's going to help us later on. Of course, we've got to keep playing so we can make it to October 1st. And then I think the battles will help us in that time. I could not agree more with Mookie Betts. And that has been one of the biggest developments. If the Dodgers weren't a dumpster fire on a lot of these games, one of the big storylines would be how Mookie has turned his season around. Since the ovation, Dodgers fans, give yourself a round of applause. Dodgers Nation, you deserve a ring. I'm not talking about the giveaway ring. If Mookie Betts is big in the postseason, since the ovation on August 4th, Mookie Betts' last 30 games, he's hitting .319, a .383 on base, .496 slug, and a .146 weighted runs created plus. He's second on the team in WAR, right behind Shohei Ohtani. Shohei, a 1.6 F WAR in that stretch. Mookie Betts, a 1.3 WAR. Basically, what you need to know if you don't like the numbers is that Mookie has played at an MVP level since that ovation. So that's massive. Think about this. I actually believe the Dodgers are still going to win the World Series. I really do. And I love the narrative that's building here. They've got the plot armor. They've got a rotation that's as healthy and as nasty as it's ever been in this era. And then third, look at the lineup. Shohei MVP. Mookie hitting at MVP level. Not even just the numbers and the results. The line drive rate, things like that. Hard hit rate. All those have looked more like Mookie Betts. The confidence is up. You see the mechanics that he has. Shorter to the ball, top hand, the lock-in that he's having right now. Everything's in sync with Betts. And then Freddie's Freddie. You get Max Muncy back. Will Smith, who we'll talk about, and the hand issue, is going to have to manage that. But think about this. What's the Dodgers' big issue right now? Their big issue right now is scoring runs. Their big issue right now is that the offense is inconsistent. They've scored 3 runs or less in 6 of their last 8 games. If you look at this nightmare road trip that they had, the Dodgers offense, they scored 19 runs in 6 games. That's good for 3.17 runs per game. But you're getting Max Muncy back. He's the straw that stirs the drink. You're getting Tommy Edman back. they have not suffered any season-ending injuries to this offense. So if it was the other way around and the offense was raking and you had all these injuries, I went after the game. I looked back at a post-game show I did after the Dodgers lost to the Padres, and it was, Dmac, this is not our year. We only have 2 starters. Got to make some key offseason signings and we'll be back next year. Dmac, there's no way this bullpen can pitch this well for the entirety of the postseason. Dmac, we can't rely on an offense to get us another World Series. Dmac, Dave Roberts won't manage his bullpen well. You have 2 starters, no way you can win. This year you have 4 starters, and the offense is still the offense. So I still feel really good about this team. And I also think Clayton Kershaw deserves some consideration to even start over Tyler Glasnow in the postseason now, because the update on Tyler Glasnow is Dave Roberts said that Tyler Glasnow had dodged a bullet after an injury scare. So I hate to hear that. He said we dodged a bullet. Tyler Glasnow went back to LA to see the doctor, and he got some encouraging words, but that scares me. That definitely scares me. He did say that he was reassured that his timeline for him is good and he's going to be back, but nothing is set in stone. But it's not going to be a long-term setback. And then yesterday, Clayton Kershaw was huge because Glasnow is going to get a start earlier this week, and we'll see how he gets out after that. But yesterday, 5 2/3 innings, Kersh gives up a run, and then Edgardo Henriquez, he wasn't able to keep that inherited runner from scoring, but he was a dog. Clayton Kershaw looks really, really good. Who knows? Could you start Kersh and have Glasnow coming after him? I'm throwing out wild things today, I know. But here was Kersh after the game.
When you look at just coming into this game, just kind of how heartbreaking last night's loss was there just a different frame of mind for you, for the group, as you went into this matchup?
Look, when you struggle, it's not fun, and it just seems like anything that can happen happens, and it's the same thing when you're winning. It feels like you can't do anything wrong, and you're going to win every game you play. So it's hard to break those cycles one way or the other. So obviously, Yama's performance last night was incredible. Tough one last night, but everybody came in here with a good mindset. Everybody came in here ready to win a game today, and that's really all you can do. Just keep showing up, keep going on the field, keep playing, and we're too good for it not to turn around, and just kind of a complete performance today by everybody, and got the win.
8 strikeouts and quite a few just looking. What does that say to you just kind of as to how your stuff is playing in this one?
I wanted to get through 6 there. I made 2 bad pitches there, the last 2 sliders, so frustrating not to get out of that, but I thought overall it was a decent day stuff-wise, and guys in the back of the pen picked me up. Enriquez getting the last out of that inning, and then Robo pitched awesome today, so that was awesome to see. Those were huge 2 innings for us, and then Jack closing it out was great. So good momentum for us going back home.
You guys haven't had 2-month stretches like this, much in the last however many years, and then especially coming off a game like last night. Like, how tough is it to navigate and to be able to kind of bounce back from something like last night and be able to put together a complete game today?
Yeah, we don't lose a whole lot around here, so not something to get used to, obviously. But when it does happen, baseball's not as much fun. So you gotta get to come to the field ready to work, ready to get going, and then you can't dwell on it. You just got to get here, start a new day. It's a great thing about baseball, and the hardest thing about baseball is that you play every day, So new opportunity every day, and sometimes it's hard, but that's why not everybody plays it. You got to put on your big boy pants and go play.
Clayton Kershaw, just an absolute stud. There'll be a statue of that man at Dodgers Stadium. I want to see it being the delivery, the iconic delivery, but if not, I would take the 2014 World Series with the hands raised. George says, Dmac, how long will it take you to grow a Kersh beard? Bruh. I don't know if you saw us, Noel, but on Friday's show, I actually said I was growing my beard out.
No way.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that.
Well, no, I said I would grow it out until the Dodgers won a game. So it was Friday and Saturday, and I was telling people I had a beard and they couldn't see it, but I really was growing it out. But it would probably take me a very long time. It would take me a really long time, at least like a couple Pedro Baez pitches, which is like 2 years. It would take me a while. So yeah, he does mention something there. He says, we don't lose games. We don't lose games. That's not what we do. We don't lose a lot of games around here. Dodgers typically don't go on these long dry spells, but taking a look at the NL West standings here, the Dodgers, I mean, this week could have really, really set them back in a huge way. Like they could be in second place and we're fighting for our lives in the division. Well, they're still up a game of the Padres. They're sitting at 79-64. Padres 78-65. And because they have the tiebreaker, that's like a 2-game lead. But the Dodgers went 1-5 this week, and the Padres were only able to they only picked up 1 game. Like, think about this. The Padres did the most Padres thing ever. The NL West, the Dodgers, all that stuff was there for the taking. And they get swept by the Orioles. They did take 2 of 3 against the Rockies at Coors Field. But now you got the magic number at 18 to win the division for the 4th straight year for the Dodgers. So both teams have 19 games left. So 19 games left for the Padres, 19 games left for the Dodgers. LA's got a 3-game series against the Rockies. Then they go up to San Francisco for an end-of-the-week road trip. And the Dodgers, of those games combined, 19 plus 19, that's 38. They need 18 of those games to be in their favor, meaning a Dodgers win and a Padres loss. I think I'll do a full-blown explanation of the magic number. But the Padres, they would need a 21 of those 38 outcomes to go in their favor. So the Dodgers still have a lot of work to do. You look at the National League standings in the seeding for the National League for the standings of the senior circuit. The Brewers at 89-55. You're not catching them. The Phillies 83-60. The Dodgers 79-64. So the Dodgers 4 games back of Philly. They have the tiebreaker. So that's essentially another game there. So that is that's going to be pretty tough to try to catch them. I mean, they're holding on to the division and the 3rd best record, and that would put them in a spot where you would host the Mets at Dodger Stadium, the number 6 best record, the 6 seed versus the 3 seed, and you wouldn't get that bye. So here's the thing, though. This is something I need you to look at this week, is that the Dodgers are 2 games behind the Cubs. So if the Dodgers don't win the division, you would have to go to Wrigley Field for the wild card round. That's definitely not what you want. From winning the division to 2 games potentially to go there to Wrigley Field, that's not fun. That is not fun at all. That is not fun at all for the Dodgers. So think about that. We've gone from, okay, are we going to get the bye to a road wild card round? Like, that can happen. So that's something huge that you want to avoid at all costs. But all right, let's do some injury updates here. Some quick ones. Like I said, Max Muncy is expected to come back tonight. That's going to be huge. Getting him back in the lineup is going to be massive. And you're going to need to see that have an instant impact on just the overall approach. Max Muncy coming back is going to be huge when you look at where they're at from a roster standpoint. You still have Justin Dean there. So Justin Dean off the roster, back to AAA. And then Tommy Edman's going to come back later. So we'll see what happens when that's the case. Is that the time that you move off of Michael Conforto? But Dave said that it'll be Max Muncy Monday and then Tommy Edman later. Also, Alex Vesia is supposed to be activated today as well. Vesia is important to this bullpen for so many different reasons. But with Tanner Scott struggling like he is, I think getting back, you can use Scott in some lower leverage situations. Got a 2.75 ERA in 52 1/3 innings, 11.87 strikeouts per 9. I mean, that's good stuff for Alex Vesia. And then there's the Dalton Rushing situation. So Dalton Rushing on the IL, they said the CT scans confirmed that it was not a fracture. So you've got Ben Rortvedt, Chucky Robinson on the team. You have to get those guys moved off of. Austin Barnes was never an option. So that was never something they were going to consider or anything like that, because first of all, he wouldn't be eligible for the postseason roster anyway. And I think that Will Smith with like one hand and one arm is better than anyone else they got, right? So Dalton Rushing going to be just fine. So that's the injury stuff. That's where the standings lay out. This week, the Dodgers looking ahead, you got to take care of business against this Rockies team. This is a team that you need to sweep. And I'm calling it right now. The Dodgers are going to break out the broomsticks against the Rockies, and it starts tonight. You got to get nasty. 19 games left to go. I'm talking angry wins. If Max Muncy's in the lineup, I'm just going to say he's going to hit a home run. Like, put the kids to bed. Enough is enough. The time is now. You got the Rockies. You've got a day off on Thursday, and then you go up to San Francisco. It should be Ohtani versus Verlander on Friday. Then Saturday, Yamamoto and Tang. Man, I can't wait to see him back on the mound. If he gets a no-hitter, what if he goes, Yamamoto's going to be so pissed. He's going to get a perfect game on Saturday. Like a perfecto for Yama. And then Sunday, you got Kershaw against Logan Webb. So 3 games against the Rockies, 3 games against the Giants. Take care of business. The time is now for this Dodgers team. It is now. They've got to go all in right now. Burn the boats, right? Like Rocky said in Rocky 5. It's not how hard you get hit. It's how hard you can get hit and get up and keep going. That ain't you. This is not who the Dodgers are. This hasn't been them. But I think this is the week that they get whole and they start to look like the Los Angeles Dodgers again. Give me a sweep against the Rockies. Give me 6-0 for the Dodgers this week. 6-0. Sweep against the Rockies. Sweep against the Giants. This is football started, then I started. Holy crap. Football's here. It means postseason's here. You know what I mean? Like that freaked me the hell out. All right, guys, let's hear from you next because your time to shine. We got some comments of the show. We're going to give it out. Noel has been looking at comments. He's got the best ones.
There's a lot of fire ones, but real quick, Dmac, before the 7th inning stretch,
Hit it.
I got some gifts for you, man.
You got some
I got
gifts?
some goods for you.
Are you serious?
Me and Rob, we went down to Denim Exchange, did a shopping spree. So I had to get you, right? One of these items is from Denim Exchange. Another one is one I just found like 2 months ago that I had to give you. So
all right. Oh my, this is awesome. First of all, this hat is fire. Thank you, my boy. You guys don't know this. I absolutely love Noel Sanchez. He's my favorite. This guy does so much for this show. You guys, you have no idea. This guy is an MVP of the show.
Hey man,
I love the gold.
Part of the podcast.
Hey man, we love having you, my man. Is this from your trip to the Denim Exchange, right?
And then this is just one that I had for a while that I want to give you.
All right, let's see what's up.
I know you're a big fun shirt.
Oh my god. Oh my god, are you serious? No way. A rain spooner UCLA?
The alma mater.
There you go. Hey, this is going to be embarrassing to wear because our football team is straight up trash. Fire Martin Jarman and Sean Foster. But my man, appreciate you. Hey, Noel's the man. Love this guy.
Me and Rob were talking to the manager at Denim Exchange, and we told him about how you do shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Said you have to do a shoe wearing that.
Okay, I got you.
The full shopping spree video is dropping later today. You'll see everything we got.
So go check that out. My man Noel, he went to our spot, the Denim Exchange. Best Dodgers gear in the game, looking fresh as always. He went on a shopping spree. I mean, what was the thing that you picked up that you love the most? We saw our guy Rob in the jacket he wore it to his mom's birthday. I saw at Fogo. I'm keeping tabs on you.
Yeah. I would say so you guys are gonna see everything when the video drops. But my personal favorite was I picked up like a starter jacket and it had like gold trim all over. Had the gold World Series trophy. Had the gold LA. Had the gold like
with the patches.
The patches.
Yeah, those are fire.
Tough.
And we need to add another one this year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We got to do a video like the Ball brothers did, where you get all the shoes and they're just throwing it.
Just throwing them to that.
Yeah.
You gotta do a freestyle too.
And we'll do the freestyle. Yeah, no, I'm totally down with that. But thanks a lot. You're the man, Noel. And definitely go check that out. Cannot wait to see that. It's going to be good stuff later on. Watch that before the game. Watch that before the game and after the game too. All right, guys, let's hear from you. I cannot. You guys are fired up. You're on Dodgers Dugout Live. Give me the hottest takes coming up next on the 7th inning stretch.
The 7th inning stretch.
All right, let's go crazy. We got Stephanie Kent Curry, Tucker on the way in my Magic Johnson voice. So, okay, we got some people interested in Kyle Tucker. Jose Aguirre, Dodgers are 5-0 when Congoto hits cleanup. You're going crazy with this Congoto thing. Why are you supporting him? Because I I predicted that he'd be an all-star. I mean, and you got my back. I appreciate that. We've got Big Joe Smash. Dmac, my shady Padres fan coworker, said DFA Mookie, Freeman, Muncy, Paz, and Teo. Bruh. Get a bruh. Get a finish in. Get a finish in for that one. We've got Jeremy Buckley. We've got 199 Super Chat. This has been the Dodgers record. Yeah, it's been terrible. It's just 21-25 is not going to get it done. Jeremy Buckley, we need a pick of Dryer in the Dodgers ice cream truck. I like that. That'd be like Bobby Miller too. But the Maytag, AU Potter, Pies will hide a pair of stilts in the outfield from now on in case he needs it. That's a good one. That's a contender.
That's a contender for sure.
Let's go Dodgers. Get in those stilts. Go up and catch that. It would have been one of the best catches of all time. HB3, curious for all those who want Roberts to lose his job, what options is there that you think is so much better? Yeah, I mean, Dave's not going to lose his job, so it's not worth talking about. Like Dave Roberts could go 0-19, for the rest of the season, go 0-19 and miss the postseason, they wouldn't fire Dave Roberts. I can tell you that with complete confidence. Talking to people, listening. This is a guy who's going to the Hall of Fame. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's literally going to go to the Hall of Fame. They're not going to fire a Hall of Fame manager. So, like I said, if you want to talk about replace the hitting coaches, talk about that. You want to talk about some other ways that they kind of look at, I'll talk about that. But that's not going to happen. I'm just telling you. Senior Hefe, Dmac, only 19 games left. All but the Rockies have something to play for. San Francisco ×2. Philly, Seattle, D-backs all in the hunt. If we don't take care of business, we will be in big trouble. No room for error. Absolutely. I love that you point out that urgency right there because there's no doubt about it. Like these are basically postseason games at this point, especially against the Giants. That Giants team, objects in rear are closer than they appear. This Giants team got hot all of a sudden. We got DMAC. Can the Dodgers send Dave Roberts down to the OKC Commons for a rehab assignment? That's from George. We've got Bilal K. We've got Eddie Trejo. We got Nufo. Start the show with DMAC Rocky inspiration speech. Okay, I'll get my, that ain't you. Hey, Adrian. Okay, Stallone. Man, I'll definitely get that. FUCLA from Don Barris. I'm with you, man. FUCLA big time right now. I can't stand those guys. We got to fight on for Olesi. Fight on for Olesi. Said fight on. Trust me, some of my closest homies are Trojans, and so it's all good. Love that. Luis Gonzalez. Dave isn't getting fired. Justin Paez is a liability. I don't trust in the postseason. That's from Steve Sapo. Bilal K. I love this. D-Mac sounds like a used car salesman trying to sell you a lemon. You know what's so funny? I remember you telling me the same exact things last year when I was trying to talk you into the 2024 Dodgers, who, checks notes, won the World Series. So I respect the trash talk, though, and I live for it. Steve Sapo, keep a Hall of Fame manager no matter how bad he is, huh, D-Mac? Exactly, right? No, but the thing is Dave really, Dave's season ultimately is going to be judged by the postseason. He dealt with a lot of injuries. I think you can make the case this is one of his better years as a manager. Tom O'Gorman, watching live from Sweden, staying up to 4 a.m. to watch the Dodgers lose is killing me. Tom O'Gorman, we hope that turns around this year. Shout out to Dodgers Nations out there in Sweden. I appreciate you rocking with us all the way out in Sweden, my man. Michael K., I know this is not possible for the regular season, but I think Shohei should play outfield in the playoffs when he's not pitching because our outfield is ass. So first of all, guys, this is what I'm looking for. Hot takes. That is the definition of a hot take. You want Shohei Ohtani in the outfield. You know what, Noel? I'll tell him what you say. You think that Shohei would lose his aura, as the kids say, if he was in the outfield?
I think he would. Yeah, I just think you're put in really tough positions. He hasn't played there in a while. I know there's the highlight tip of him playing in Japan. And he was just throwing nukes out there, but yeah, I don't think.
No, I'm with you. Because the thing is, inevitably you're gonna have some error.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, I can't picture him running around out there right now. He's so cold on the mound, so cold at the plate. Yeah, I don't know about the outfield, man.
Yeah, no, it definitely would be a different look. It's so funny because I've never heard anyone mention that, but it really would be it would make him feel kind of normal.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because he's probably not gonna pitch and play outfield, but it's an interesting idea, but I can tell you that he's only going to consider playing a position if you can no longer pitch. And that's all there is to
I got
it.
some good contenders right here, Dmac.
We got some? Who we got?
Check out
Princess A. Princess A. Dmac, I will get a ring before the Padres did. P.S. I'm single. All right, that's a contender. That's a nice. You cooking him with that? Give you a Dusty Willie. Okay, Alvaro Enriquez. Alvaro Enriquez says, I don't need a gym membership. Watching Dodgers late innings is all the cardio I need. That could be it right there. That could be it because you're still a Dodger for life.
Alvaro Enriquez.
It is a lot. It is a lot. I'm sure alcohol sales have gone up last couple of weeks. I saw like Gen Z's drinking less alcohol.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that IG graphic.
Man,
I can see that.
It must not be Dodgers fans watching this bullpen. That's all I got to say. Bilal K, but if we don't win the World Series, I'm going to remind you about what you said, but you'll deny it. I will not. I am out in front of every L or every win. I will take my victory lap, but I will go to the podium in a loss. Okay, Bilal. So if nothing else, you have to admit that. And here's the thing though, like, let's just put things into perspective here. The Dodgers have an 18% chance based on Fangraph's model of winning the World Series. Baseball is the hardest sport to win. It's the most unpredictable sport. It's the toughest sport to go back to back. And you're seeing the effects of that this year. There's a reason why this doesn't happen that often in this sport. So if you were going to bet against the Dodgers and I had the Dodgers, you would have much higher odds. We got Dusty Willis. Man, I hope Muncy can play up to the expectations coming back. His performance wasn't too hot in the rehab this time. If he doesn't rake, some of these nasty fans will eat him alive. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think that's possible just because we know how it gets. Dodgers have the best fans. And the reason they are is because they love this team. When you see a Dodgers fan getting really upset, like, you know that guy B. Borbs? Yeah, like everyone like hates on this guy because he has these really brutally honest opinions on the Dodgers. I actually am really cool with this guy. I DM with him every now and then. He loves ball and he loves the Dodgers. Like when you see someone, it's like hurt people hurt people. Ever heard that? Like hurt Dodgers fans hurt Dodgers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just kind of how it is. It's like, and it doesn't mean they're haters. It's just like they love so hard that it hurts them. And that's why Dodgers fans you guys are the best fans in baseball because you're watching this show while you're supposed to be working and it's 12:38. And that's why you guys are the best fans in the game because you love this team. Michael Mulholland, Conforto jersey sales skyrocketing, sold one this weekend. Okay, I think that's my winner.
Oh,
that's one of my winners. I like good trash talk. Probably won't put that on the socials though.
That's Michael on Michael Crime right there.
That's is it Michael? Oh, it is Michael Mulholland and Michael. Hey, he's hitting 300 in like the last week. I mean, let's the Conforto truthers are still here, and that's me, right? I mean, let's be honest. He had a couple hits, got on base, but Coco for comments. We haven't had a real closer for like 3 years now. It's a good point. Jeremy Buckley, Shohei for a Rocky sweep? Hell no. You're trying to. In all due respect, I'll do a Shohei if they go 6-0. Man, you guys have no idea, man. I don't even want to say what I was going to do when Yamamoto was going to get the no, but it was going to be pretty crazy. it was going to be great. It was going to be wild. George Dmac, I have to wear sunglasses when I watch your show because your arms are as bright as the sun. Bruh. Okay. Got to get back in the gym. George, baseball god, put Tanner Scott in the timeout room. Bilal K. Okay. We've got the end of the season is not shaping up well. Lucy, okay, how about this? Bilal K, you call your shot right now. How does the Dodgers season end? In fact, everyone do that right now. How does the Dodgers season end? How does the Dodgers season end? I'm still saying it. World Series, beating the Astros. Clayton Kershaw gets the final out. I'm standing on business. But let me know down below. What do you guys think? Foop, Scott needs a Dave Roberts hug on the mound. I like that. That's the comment of the show. Let's give that a comment. I like that, a little positivity. A little Johan Ramirez, who we saw recently. You don't mess with the Johan. So I'll give you the comment of the show for that one. Scott, go out there, Dave. Give him the hug. Do whatever. Give him a kiss. Do whatever you got to do. I don't care what you got to do. Take off his hat and kiss the top of his head.
What?
No, I'm just saying, like, whatever you... What? European soccer players do it all the time.
That's true. Some Kike Egon.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I mean, it's all love, baby. Who did Antonio used to kiss before the show?
What?
Remember Tony Taters?
I didn't know. It definitely wasn't me because I'm American.
Oh, was it? I don't know, man.
That's why you and Tony Taylor's
No, I don't
video.
know. Hey. No, it was Rob. It was J Rob, I think. Yeah. It was J Rob. All right, Lucy Chen, I don't think we need those brand name players. We need young, smart baseball IQ players. They're developing that. A lot of the young pitchers playing well, pitching well. And yeah, Alex Freeland, Jeremy Buckley, Tanner Scott has the yips. Everything he throws to the catcher's mitt, it lands in the stands. Stephanie Kent Curry. We've got a rookie Jack Dryer's better than Scott and Yates. I mean, right now, you cannot deny that. Let's do some more down below. Yeah, keep the funny comments coming. Any super chats, you get right to the front of the line, by the way. Okay, this is for their end of the season predictions, Noel.
Let's hear him.
Alex Mitchell says Dodgers beat Tigers in 6. HB3 says I'm hoping for another one, of course, and it's a ring emoji. Steve says we win it all in 25. Miles Glenn says we get through the wild card, then eliminated the next round, rebuild ensuing. Coco for comment says World Series champs, Freddie being the hero again, and Kershaw throwing a no-hitter in Game 7. All right, that's whatever you're smoking. Let me get some of that because no-hitter in Game 7 for Kershaw would be awesome. Go Don Larson style, but I respect that. Can we hire Pujols for the gigs? Pujols is looking at a potential managerial job, so he probably wouldn't come here in any other position. We've got Delirium says, love like you've never been hurt. Senior Hefe says, loss in the championship series. George says, Dmac, can you give Noel a crotch bump for all of the gifts? Yeah, right after the show, I will. Give me a bruh. You mean a low 4?
Low 4.
We got Foxy, hugs for everyone. We can all use a hug. We beaten the Tigers from Don Davis. A lot of the Dodgers fans love the Tigers in that matchup. Eddie says Conforto NLCS MVP. Ellis Shiva Jones says Dodgers versus Blue Jays is going to be the World Series. Lots of blue. Dodger blue versus Blue Jay blue.
Oh no, Doug, look at this one. This is your nightmare.
Where we got
Joe 33. He said Game 7 World Series. Scott gives up game-winning homer to opponent.
Yeah, that was my nightmare. And we'll see. I mean, honestly, all jokes aside, I do think one of the things, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow, 10 things you need to be looking at in the final 18 games of the season is, do they reduce Tanner Scott's role? Do they put him in lower leverage situations? Does he go just against lefties? Of course, you have the 3-batter minimum, things like that, but that'll be really interesting. But that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. Oh, here we go. Last one. Last comment. Ishmael Sanchez. Is it time for a Tanner Scott standing ovation to fix him? Yeah, it worked with Mookie. I don't know if we go back to the well. I think we kind of saved that for beloved franchise players, right? Let's be honest. Booing works sometimes. You guys booed the hell out of Kenley Jansen a couple years ago, and he turned his season around, was good in the postseason, so who knows? But that's going to do it, guys. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at Dmac_LA. Go to gearup.la right after the show. Pick up some merch. Go to the YouTube channel. Check out our new awesome K-pop video that people are loving. Watch Noel's shopping spree later for sure. Go to DodgersNation.com. Read all of Valentina Martinez's work at DodgersNation.com and Noah's and Gabe's. So definitely go over there. Check out all that stuff. But that is going to do it for this episode. The sweep starts tonight. And we'll be back after the show, guys. Also, go check out Prize Picks as well. But that's going to do it. Follow Noel Sanchez at Noise by Noel. He's got a private one. You got your private.
I have a personal one and then a sports.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
You like keep it all together?
Keep it all together.
You had.
I never had private. I got locked out of my other one, so I just started a new one.
Oh, I see.
I think Noise by Noel should just be your everyone.
You know, if the Dodgers go 6-0, I'll make it.
Okay, you heard that's pretty 6-0 just this week.
6-0, yeah.
Okay, cool, sweet. All right, I like it. So there you go. Go follow him at Noise by Noel. Follow me at Dmac_LA. And hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.